During regular baseball, you use heavier equipment that might be harder to swing and move around, such as a metal or wooden baseball bat and a regular baseball. Also, during regular baseball, someone's level of fitness and physical fitness might contribute greatly to the score. For example, the batter tries to run to as many bases as he or she can and run around the baseball field before the outfield team gets the ball. This is hard for boys with Duchenne Muscular Dystrophy because they might see the difference between their own fitness and that of other boys their age and be discouraged from wanting to participate in the physical activity. The regular baseball and throwing motion might also be difficult for boys with Duchenne muscular dystrophy, so it may be better to adapt to a game of wiffle ball and more of a tossing motion. Here, boys with Duchenne muscular dystrophy can much more easily participate in a wiffle ball game because they use a much lighter bat and the ball, which is the wiffle ball, is also much lighter. Here the number of points is also awarded based on whether the batter hits the ball inside or outside of the zone and not how many bases the batter can run to. Here the zone is represented by the orange cone and the two water bottles. You can either have the ball hit inside the zone, outside of the zone, or caught by the pitcher. In regular basketball, this would involve someone standing up and shooting using both arms, and also high mobility moving around the entire basketball court. For Duchenne muscular dystrophy, boys are not always confined to a wheelchair, especially at younger ages, but we use this as a reference point to adapt the sports activity. For adapting the game of basketball, there could be teams with combinations of people standing and people sitting in wheelchairs, so you can include all people in the class. Adapted basketball can also utilize half court instead of using the full court to minimize high amounts of movement in the court. In the game of bocce ball, this is an example of a game that could have competition but also involves lower levels of physical activity. Here, players roll their own set of balls, one set represented by the larger balls and another set represented by the tennis ball and wiffle ball, or the smaller balls, and they roll it as close as they can to the target location. The target location is represented by the red cone. This game is an example of one of the games that the Sweet Shade Disability Center regularly holds and leads as part of their programs, as well as is mentioned in multiple guides from the Muscular Dystrophy Association. As you can see, bocce ball can be played while sitting down and also does not involve high amounts of movement. Another one of the games that Sweet Shade Center regularly leads and holds for its programs is bowling. Whenever the Sweet Shade Center holds the bowling game, they make sure to reserve the lanes at the local bowling alley that are wheelchair accessible, and also ask for the bumper lanes to be available, as well as a bowling ramp to roll the bowling balls down. This is important, especially for Duchenne muscular dystrophy, because One note from the Duchenne Muscular Dystrophy Guide from the Muscular Dystrophy Association specifically mentioned that eccentric contractions were especially harmful because they can cause excess tearing of the muscle. The bowling motion as shown in this graphic involves heavy eccentric contraction when there is lengthening of the arm when lowering the ball down to the floor and resisting the weight of the ball. This is a way that Duchenne Muscular Dystrophy children can participate in bowling. Here the bowling ramp is represented by the metal wire stand, and as shown the bowling does not require as much eccentric contraction. Perhaps one of the most important benefits of participating in physical activity and team sports is that children are able to connect with and socialize with other children. This allows them the opportunity to make connections and makes them want to stay active because of the encouragement they receive from their friends or just wanting to stay connected to them. One more benefit that comes from team sports or physical activity is that children are able to build up their confidence levels from either goals scored or achievements, and that carries through to other areas of their life. Exercise is not just an activity to help strengthen muscles or maintain physical health, but a place children can interact with each other, build teamwork and leadership skills, and practice self-independence while others are cheering them on.